Okay, so sometimes you want to put filters, transformations, or pre-saved page scripts onto a export within Celigo that has an async helper attached to it. Currently, right, this export here on my screen has an async helper attached, but as you can see, I don't have any transformations, filters, or hooks attached to it because these three options here don't actually work when a async helper is configured. And the reason for that is when you go into this export, right, an async helper works by pinging some URL to run a report or to run some job, and then the async helper is configured to consistently pull that job to see if it's complete, and then once it's complete, right, we get the results of it. So if you actually want a filter or transformation or pre-save page script to manipulate the results of the export, you actually need to have it on the results export part of your async helper. Now there isn't currently a great UI method to add these while you're configuring the async helper. So what I typically do is come over to add a source. So I'll create that how to get results within the UI here, or I could just add it here and manipulate it after I've created it within the async helper configuration. In this case, I'll go to my connection that I have, which is just a HTTP connection to integrator IO. I'll click next. Oops, sorry. Let me go back. I want to actually use an existing export. In this case, I'm using the get job results because that's the one I have configured on my async helper. It'll pop up here, and you can see I actually already have a transformation and pre-save page script added. I could remove these or add filters or add additional logic here. In this case, I'm just adding a test field to set to true. Same with the pre-save page script. I'm just adding a simple new field set to true, just so I can see the output later to make sure it's actually running through that script and running through that transformation. Everything else on the export is set up as you would on an async helper, right, where you're referencing the job status, ID, or however else you need to actually get those results. Once you've added the transform and script and filters and the UI here for this export, you can actually just remove it from the UI. So that export still will live on the async helper with those things configured behind the scenes. So from there, I'll actually run this flow and show you it working. I'll go to my mirror endpoint and just set a debug log so I can see what the actual output is as that record is passing through this flow. And I'll click run. And this might take a minute or so to run, just of course because it's an async helper, it'll take a little bit to poll. I think our polling default mechanism is 1 minute, so I'll skip forward in this video, and next time I come back, this will be complete or in progress of being completed. Okay, so now that we're back, as you can see, it's completing right now, and now it's complete. So if I go into the mirror endpoint and debug logs just to see what happened, you can see that I now have test2 added field and the test field added. So that's how you use a filter, transform, and pre-save page script on an export when the export's configured with the async helper. Thanks.